Picture this. You are gliding through the city streets. There is no engine noise and no exhaust fumes. You plug your scooter into a wall outlet, bypass the gas station entirely, and enjoy a silent, zero-emission commute. Then you walk into a showroom and look at the price tag. A premium electric scooter demands a steep upfront commitment, often costing 45,000 rupees more than a reliable petrol equivalent. The electric vehicle's cost line starts high. As you save 15 to 17,000 rupees annually on petrol, the line slowly drops. By year 3, you hit the break-even point. The fuel savings effectively pay off the premium, and you are in the green. This mathematically perfect 3-year timeline creates a convincing narrative of continuous savings. It focuses all your attention on the low cost of electricity, distracting you from the finite lifespan of the hardware you just purchased. Then year 4 arrives. Electric scooters run on massive lithium-ion battery packs, using the exact same chemistry found in your smartphone. This diagram shows the chemical reality of that battery cell over time. After 500 to 800 charge cycles, the internal components degrade. The maximum range drops, and eventually the pack dies completely. Manufacturers know this cycle limit. That is why the warranty often expires right around year 3. You are left entirely responsible for the dead battery at the exact moment you reach your financial break-even point. For popular premium models, a replacement pack costs anywhere from 45,000 to 65,000 rupees. In a single afternoon, a mechanic swaps out the hardware, and every rupee you meticulously saved on petrol over the previous 3 years is erased. That assumes you charge at home. Living in an apartment complex, installing a personal charging point means dragging expensive wiring from your meter down to the parking lot, battling the Resident Welfare Association, and paying monthly premium fees for a wall socket. If you skip home installation and rely on public fast charging networks, you will pay up to 20 rupees per unit of electricity. That is 2 to 3 times your domestic rate. The electric ecosystem is currently built to claw back its promised savings. Between mandatory hardware replacements and inflated infrastructure premiums, the zero-cost commute remains out of reach for most owners. The financial shock is secondary to the physical reality of riding these machines. A study in the United Kingdom analyzed crash data from over 15,000 trauma patients, revealing a specific pattern of electric scooter accidents. The data shows that when you crash an e-scooter, you are 3.5 times more likely to suffer a traumatic brain injury than if you crashed a motorcycle. This side-by-side comparison shows the cause. A motorcycle has large wheels that absorb impacts and stabilize the frame. An e-scooter has tiny wheels and a much higher center of gravity. When a motorcycle hits a pothole, the suspension takes the hit. When an e-scooter hits that same pothole, the tiny wheel gets trapped and stops dead. Basic physics dictates what happens next. The base of the scooter stops instantly, but your body must keep moving forward. The rider is launched directly over the handlebars. Because of this launch trajectory, the trauma data indicates e-scooter riders face a 3.2 times higher risk of vascular injuries and internal organ damage compared to motorcyclists. The trauma data reveals a dark statistical anomaly. E-scooter riders actually report lower rates of broken bones than motorcyclists. This isn't because the crashes are safer, but because the impact is so concentrated. The energy that would typically be distributed through the limbs is instead absorbed by the skull and the soft tissue of the internal organs. Despite these forces, less than 6% of riders wear a helmet. The quiet, toy-like design of the scooter creates a psychological trap, lulling commuters into a false sense of security. By prioritizing a sleek, minimalist aesthetic over standard vehicle geometry, manufacturers built a machine that routes the kinetic energy of a crash directly into the rider's vital organs. If the scooter survives the physical risks and reaches year 5, the owner faces the final reality of the secondary market. A 5-year-old petrol scooter holds its value because its engine can be repaired with cheap, abundant parts. This chart tracks the resale value of a used electric scooter. The secondary market prices in the degrading battery, which accounts for up to half the entire cost of the vehicle. As a result, the depreciation curve falls off a cliff. Trying to sell a 5-year-old electric scooter is like trying to sell a 5-year-old laptop that can only hold a 10-minute charge. Buyers are not purchasing a mechanical workhorse designed to last a decade. They are paying a steep initial premium to lease a piece of technology that is designed for a limited cycle of use. Today's early adopters are navigating a landscape where the technology often outpaces the infrastructure. They are effectively paying the financial and physical costs of refining a new transport system, discovering that in this stage of development, being first is rarely free.